Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the All in One Box YouTube channel. Today, I'm just going to have a good chat with one of my clients. He's been fantastic with what he's doing so far. His health is starting to get back to where it was before he started having some heart problem. Anyway, I'm going to do the full introduction of this video today. I'm just going to ask you guys to quickly make sure you subscribe on the All in One Box channel, like my videos, comment on them, and share. And also, if you are also having this related problem, which we are going to talk about today, comment and tell me how you're feeling, what you've been doing, your doctor asks you to do, the advices he's giving you, and just make sure you stick around to get his experience, what he's doing, how life has changed for him, and also you might be able to learn one or two things which are also going to benefit you. So we're going to talk about health. First of all, your health is your responsibility. Your health is something which belongs to you. The actions that you take are going to either help you or makes it worse. So your health is your responsibility. Take responsibility of your health. Grow in the best shape that you can, and we all strive to live as long as we want in this world. So the only way we can achieve this is by looking after ourselves. And also, when we say take responsibility, you have to take action. Taking responsibility is not just talking and sitting your ass on the couch, because it's not going to be a wishy-washy. You're not going to wish. You're not going to sit there and say, oh, I want you. It's about action. When you want to, you have to action that. And also, once you start the action, that action involves you investing. But if you're struggling to get into the best shape of your life, invest in yourself. Get a personal trainer. If you are overweight, by the way, do not buy any workout plan, because those workout plans are not meant for you. What you need is somebody to guide you. You need somebody to be with you, because this is going to be hard. And sometimes when you buy those workout plans online, you give up, because there's nobody looking over your shoulder. And what often happens is, when you buy those workout plans, you will lie to the person selling you those workout plans. So take action, invest in yourself, get a personal trainer. Even for what? You can get a personal trainer for maybe one session a week. So that person will give you a plan, and then he will always make sure he comes in, stays with you, evaluate you, and then see how you are doing with that plan. And also, consistency is key. You have to be consistent. Let's say you're 40 years old and you're overweight. That means you've put on that weight for 40 years. That weight is not going to disappear in 3 months or in 6 months or even in a year. So if there's anybody selling you a plan and telling you that plan is magic, know that person is lying to you. Consistency is what is going to change you. Because if you do something over and over and over, every day, week in, week out, month after month, you will definitely see change. And be ready to accept slow progress. Slow progress is good progress. Those quick fix doesn't work. If you, for example, if you're running a business, you always look for those tiny gains. Those tiny gains over a longer period of time becomes a big gain. So slow progress is what you need, not a quick fix. There's no weight loss in 3 months if you're overweight. There's no quick body transformation if you're overweight. It's going to take time. So be patient, put in the effort, and believe in and just enjoy the process. It's a process. It's going to take time, but if you stick to it, it's just like they always say, if you want a haircut, all you have to do is go to the barber shop, wait for your turn, be patient, and eventually you'll get a seat and you'll get a haircut. Now, after the slow progress, we've talked about slow progress, we go to calorie intake. This, I can say, magic for you to transform from a fat person to somebody who was fat before. So from a fat person to somebody who was fat is the calorie you eat. If you want to change your weight, you need to eat less food, because already you have so much energy in you, you have so much fat deposit in you. And why are you having a lot of fat deposit in you? It's because you were eating too much food and your ass was on the couch. So if you want to change, you need to be able to burn that excess fat in you, and the only way is to reduce the amount of food you're eating every day. Start slow, don't be too drastic in the change. Start slow by reducing 1 or 4 things from your food, from your daily food intake. Make sure that you are moving more and eating less. That is calorie deficit. You have to eat less and you have to move more, because before you were eating more and moving less, and in that way you are burning less calories. The only way to lose weight is to be on a calorie deficit. Magic pills, keto diet, all those things are quick fixes. And if you always look for quick fix, if you're always looking for a shortcut, eventually you will get back on the right track. And the right track is always the best track. It's long, it takes time, but it will lead you to your destination. So don't look for shortcut, don't look for quick fix. Go on a calorie deficit, be consistent, move more, eat less, and believe in the process. You will definitely see changes. So energy balance. Energy balance is as simple as we can explain energy balance is eating less food and moving more. So the food is the energy, and you have to expand that energy. So if you eat less food, move more, you're expanding more energy, you're using more energy, and that is the fat you burn. Weight loss and fat loss, don't get confused with that. I am not fat, I haven't got any weight, but I can decide to be shredded, and if I want to be shredded, I'm going to lose fat, not weight. I'm going to try and maintain my weight, and I'm going to try and use up the fat. So weight loss, you're trying to reduce your weight. Fat loss, I'm trying to be more shredded and have my muscles coming out more. And the next thing is, even when you are trying to, let's say you're overweight, you're trying to transform yourself by shedding out some of the weight, just remember, the key thing in us is muscle mass, muscle density, the amount of muscle we carry on our body. That is the key. When the muscles you carry in your body is adequate enough, that helps with your metabolism, because muscles need energy. The energy comes from the fat. So once you're in that weight loss journey, know that there are so many ways you can lose weight, and in that process of losing that weight, you can also get rid of the tiny muscle density you have, which is going to be wrong, because if there's no muscle in your body, you are going to be storing a lot of fat, because you don't have the muscle to burn the fat. Fat is fuel to the muscle. So if you're in that weight loss journey, just remember you have to also train, you have to also lift weight in order to increase your muscle density. Because don't just go about losing weight without improving on the muscle density, because the weight is going to come back. It's just like these people going on a keto diet. When you go on keto diet, you're going to lose weight. So make sure that whilst you're losing weight, you're also trying to build muscle, because that muscle, in the long term, is what is going to help you to maintain the size that you've attained. So muscle density, very important. And also one thing I'm missing is, especially for us men, as we are getting older, muscle density is key for us, because we men, we live for the testosterone. If we don't have, we are lost without that. And that's why getting to a certain age, people tend to use TRT. I'm not going to go into that because that's not something which I have the full knowledge. So that's a testosterone replacement, TRT, because that's what we need. We men, we live for that. That's what we live for. When that disappears, it's almost like we are done. Now, I'm going to introduce you to my guy of today, to my champion. My champion is Dale. Come on, Dale.
Hi, everyone.
You're not going to be a handshake. I'm waiting for a handshake. Dale, it's even getting confused. I'm trying to get a handshake. It's been awesome. It's been fantastic. We're having fun every day. We are learning, especially not only learning how to train, but we're also learning how to actually change the lifestyle. The lifestyle is the food, the approach to training, the understanding of weight loss, because sometimes, as I was saying, people get confused between fat loss and weight loss. Those are two different things. For example, for you, you are now trying to reduce your weight.
Yes.
So that's weight loss.
Weight loss.
But if I'm trying to do any transformation, it's going to be fat loss. So you see, there's a difference. I don't want to change my weight, but I just want to get rid of the fat.
Yes.
And it's because probably I want to be able to flex and my muscles will be showing more. But for you, it's weight loss. So you see now the difference.
Yeah.
You're trying to change your weight, you're trying to lose the fat, you're trying to reduce your weight. But if I'm going to be looking for any body transformation, it's going to be fat loss. And especially if, let's say in quotes, I was going to go do like the men's physique or all those things, I will try and build more muscles, and then I will also try to make sure I don't have any fat in me. So that's going to be fat loss. So yeah, as I was saying, this is Dale. Before we deal, I let Dale take over the platform. And also, yeah, don't forget to subscribe if any of you is coming in now. It's the All-in-One Box YouTube channel. I am D1W1. So before I started training with Dale, what was your weight?
My weight was nearly 97 kilo.
Okay, 97 kilo. And for example, 97 kilo is not like massive, but the problem is the muscle density, the muscle composition in that 97 kilograms.
Muscle composition was very low.
It was very low.
My fat.
Your fat.
I was very fat.
Yeah.
You could see my stomach sticking out at that time, and I was,
So yeah, I'm just gonna let you maybe talk about some of the health issues you had before that.
Yes.
And what actually is almost like a wake-up call. So if you just tell us some of your health issues, and because from your health issues, problems, you decided to be like, no, I think I need to do something drastic. So just give us a brief introduction of what was going on.
Hi everyone, I am Dale. About a year and a half ago, about 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with, I had a bit of issue with my heart because I couldn't walk. I was walking up, I do my daily walking, and the problem I had was I was out of breath. So I had to stop somewhere, and when I went to spoke to my doctors, and they said, no, you need to go to the hospital. So I went to Mason A&D, and then they diagnosed me with, they said, look, you've lost 30% of your heart. Because of my weight, that I was around 97 kilo, I want to say, problem was, I was overweight due to my height was, I'm about 5'1". So the problem was with my weight and my height is not matching up together. So I had a lot more fat than I had muscle. And then they said, look, you are obese, and you need to lose weight. So I had to lose some weight. I was given some medication, and they changed. I've got high blood pressure. I got diabetes. I got cholesterol. That's what all the things I had. So I had to do something. So I went to. I was training in a on and off the gym that. Yeah,
Yeah, we are all from Core Gym.
we're all from the.
So if you ever come to where it's Maidstone in Kent, the UK, this is the best gym, Core Gym.
So I went in there and I met my man D1W1 Sam, and I spoke to him and I explained to him what exactly happening, and he said to me, yes, come in and we can do something. So we started slow process. I was running, I was doing,
Let me not cut you short. You said he is saying that we started slow. That's what I said. Slow progress is what you look for when you are trying to change your lifestyle, especially when you've already come to a realization that your health is more important than any other thing. Because if you don't exist, nothing exists. If you don't exist, your family doesn't exist. And also, before I let him continue, there's this thing where people always say, I'm fat because I have health problem. He just said his heart was failing. He did not say, I'm not going to train because I've got a condition. Because some people always try to put themselves in that exceptions. Because they always, it's like, for example, you tell somebody you're overweight, and he's going to tell you, yes, because I have health issues. No. You have health issues, that is the more reason why you have to look for a change. You cannot say I have health issues, that's why I'm fat. That is just being lazy. And when we say you're fat, it becomes an offense. But if you are, you are. So instead of getting offended by being told the truth, snap and make a change. He said start slow and be consistent, change your eating habit, and you will start to see changes. So yeah.
Instead, I went, I spoke to my man Sam, and he helped me out. He said, yeah, we start slow. So we start slow. I was walking on the treadmill rather than running. So I was walking. Then I start to slowly increase my speed, and my heart start to build. So I'm getting a lot more air into my heart, and slowly, surely, now I can run. I can run now. I can run for 5 minutes on a speed of 10. With no problem.
And imagine when we started, you were doing like 5.
I was doing 5.
And you were like, oh, you were scared. The thing is, when you are, the heart is a machine. The heart is like the engine of a car. Once the doctor tells you that your heart is failing, the slightest action that you take, what does your heart do? It just goes boom, 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 boom. And when you can hear yourself breathe, when you can feel your heart beating, it causes fear. So, for example, when we started on 5, you were scared. You were like, oh, no,
Yeah.
are you sure? It's too fast. But what did I say? Take it slow. We will slow down the speed. We will increase the speed. That is to increase a bit of action. Tells you that you need to. What I used to tell you that the more you're scared, is the more you have to want to do it more. Because you don't want to be in that same situation in the next 2 months or the next 3 months. And guess what? 10 miles per hour, Bill is doing interval speed. For me or to you, it might not be fast, but to him, that is freaking amazing. Yesterday, like in this video showing now, you can see they're doing 10 miles per hour or 9.5. But once we slow down, he's not out of breath.
No.
Which shows that and what did the doctor tell you already? That you've regained how many percent?
I've already regained 30% of my heart back, and I need to regain 10% more, and I'll be fine.
And if you don't gain 10% more, they're going to put
a defibrillator on my heart.
So that is what I was saying about people putting themselves in that exception bracket. And When I started this video, what did I say? I said, your health is your responsibility. It's nobody else.
And one thing the doctor said to me, I went to see my consultant last Monday, and I was talking to him. He said, you'll never damage your heart by exercising.
Thank you.
Every time you exercise, your heart loves exercise. More air you can give to your heart gets better. So more exercise you can do, your blood flow is good, you're running better, and you'll feel better. That's one thing I felt. Before I used to find it difficult to get out of the bed because it was so tiring.
And I think there's one of the doctors who, because what you guys have to understand is some of these doctors, they don't really exercise.
Yeah.
Doctors are meant to check your health.
No.
Some will tell you to, what did the first one tell you to rest?
The first one was is hereditary actually. The first one was telling me, he said, you mustn't carry shopping bags. Don't carry big shopping bags. They want to make me vulnerable. I'm 48 years old and they want to make me vulnerable. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be vulnerable.
So imagine if he had listened to the first doctor. But we are not saying the first doctor was wrong.
No.
He was just trying to give you the best chance that that she or he thought it was good.
Yes.
But with life, remember, our functional activity, daily activities involve you carrying stuff. If a doctor tells you that you cannot carry a shopping bag, then you're finished. So if you cannot carry a shopping bag, that means at home you can't do nothing.
Nothing.
You won't go to work because your job needs you to carry stuff.
Yeah.
So if somebody tells you don't carry anything, I remember one time you came back to me and she said you shouldn't be squatting.
No.
I'm like, why? You shouldn't be squatting, and she said it's putting pressure. Did you say she said it was putting pressure on your heart?
Yes, she said.
Like how? I'm like, the only pressure it puts on your heart is it forces your heart to beat, and if your heart stops beating, that means you want to die. But we always want to make sure that we regulate the heartbeat. You don't want your heart to beat too quick.
No.
You want just your heart to beat too, because when your heart is beating too quick, it puts in fear, stress.
Yes.
Because you are like, oh, what's going on? It's like when something frightens you, your heart rate goes whoop.
Yep.
But we don't want that.
No.
We want your heart to beat normally. For example, when we were running on a treadmill, what was happening to your heart? It was going like crazy.
Crazy, yes.
But now, because we've been training for some time now, and then you're able to, because the key with your heart is your heart needs blood, your heart needs oxygen. Your heart you need that continuous circulation.
Definitely.
So once you're training, especially cardiovascular training, you are strengthening the walls of the heart.
Yes.
So the heart becomes stronger. The what's it called? The heartbeat reduces because you can now control. You are now in control. You can control the way your heart beat. For example, how do you control that? The way you use oxygen. Like we always say, taking in through the nose, let it come out through the mouth. And also, when you train your core, it also helps with your heartbeat, because that's why I always say you breathe from your diaphragm.
Yeah.
So you try to, for example, when you see professional athletes and they are running a very fast speed, it always seems like they're not breathing, because they're running and you're like, it's so easy. No, it's because his core is strong. So he's breathing from the diaphragm. He's not gasping for air. But people like us, you and me, we will be doing. See, we are gasping for air.
Yeah. Yes.
And when you do that, you unintentionally increase the heartbeat, because every time it's almost like you suck and you release. Imagine you know when somebody is going through a heart attack, was it where they have to put in air?
Yeah.
So you see they force it in, and it does, because the heart is almost like stopping to breathe. So they're trying to revive him, like you're trying to revive somebody. We don't want that. You want to be able to exercise or run for the bus or play with your kids without gasping for air. So that's one of the benefits of engaging in physical activity. So, if you have something more to say.
Yeah, and the one thing, remember, all these consultant I went to see and some other thing. One thing, if you don't exercise, you'll damage your heart. One thing I've learned, if you don't exercise, you will damage your heart. And one thing you must remember is that your artery will get clogged. When my first doctor said that I shouldn't be carrying shopping bag, one thing, I was talking to Sam, and he said to me one thing. He said, look, if you have a leg injury, if you injure your arm or your leg, you go to physiotherapist. And what they say to you is they keep moving. Because if you keep moving, you need the blood circulation going there. So you need to keep moving. But if you go and talk to your doctor, they'll say, go and rest.
Told that your heart was failing, it was stressful. Not only to you, to the family.
For everybody.
The wife came to the gym when we started walking, because he probably was telling the wife how the training was hard, and that's why the wife had to come to the gym like, oh yeah, so you're the one killing my husband. But yes, I'm not killing him, just making him stronger. So in terms of for example, there's one thing which you said that proves that engaging in physical activity or exercise is a must.
It's must.
It doesn't matter if you have health issues,
or even if you don't have a health issue.
Unless the health issue is the one that has a risk to your life. We know there are some of those, but that is a tiny percentage of people. But by the way, if your health is having a risk to your life, the question is, can you still walk to the fridge to get food? If you can walk to the fridge to get food, that means you can engage in some sort of exercise. If you cannot physically move, then that is where we begin to be like, you know what, I think there's no way. Because if you cannot physically move to get, let's say, food from the refrigerator, that means your health is really at risk.
Yes.
With that one, that's where the exception is. And there are other ways people in that percentage can also try and lose some weight, because the key is make sure you are not fat. That is the key. If you have health issues and you're fat again, it's a double jeopardy. Well, I was going to ask you to talk about, you remember you came in one day and you were telling me that you fell. There was a pothole which you...
On my road there was a pothole, and it was dark at night, and I was coming from work, and I fell in the pothole. But one of the great things, because of the exercise, I saved myself. Because I had no injury. You know what I did? I just dropped and put my hand there and saved my knee, my face. Otherwise, I would have, if I didn't say 7-8 months ago, if I had that fall, I would have had an injury. Because I would have just dropped, hurt my face, injury my knee. And I was coming and telling Sam, I said, look, I didn't injure myself. I just dropped and put my hand there, strong. Because I've done the exercise, stop. It's natural instinct, your mind telling you, you drop, do it.
Yeah, and that has to do with movement pattern.
That has to do with the
movement pattern is...
So if you do exercise like that, you're constantly, your mind will tell you what to do, because your brain knows what you're doing. If you don't do this, or if you don't know, you'll never be able to do it. You just drop, and that time I would have probably bust my face. My nose would have been.
It's almost like if you were not training, you will not be able to control yourself.
So other thing, that was last Friday. It was very icy in Maidstone, and I had a fall. I slipped on the ice, but because of the exercise that I knew, I just sat. So I landed on my bottom. So I had no pain. Otherwise I could have had an injury. Slip and you just go like this and drop. I would have busted my head, probably injured my leg. But because I slept, I just sat down. So I landed on my bum, and that saved me.
For example, if you were not training, you would have probably tried to save yourself by using your hand, and then you break your elbow, break your wrist. So, and that's one of the advantages also of engaging in exercise. You are able to control yourself when you are faced with such action. For example, if you're falling, there's also one example which I I kind of explained to you why we train. Remember the old man who fell at work?
Yes.
Because he doesn't train, so he didn't know what to do.
No.
His body did not know, and there was no reflex action in his mind.
Yeah.
But because we train now,
Yeah.
there's so many ways. Like for example, when we do let's say burpees, jumping jacks, when we do plank, when we do which other movement I can say, when I say pick up the kettlebell and put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
See, those are actions that you do in your daily life.
Yeah.
And also, when you run, you see the way you run on the treadmill now. Your running technique is nice. The way you pump your hands forward, that is movement pattern. So anytime your body requires you to act in a certain way, you can move. A movement pattern is to be able to function, to be able to apply the training out of the gym. It's just like in sports. We go to the gym. If you're a footballer or basketball, you go to the gym, we train those movement patterns because we are anticipating what is going to happen on the field. For example, we make sure your movement pattern is perfect. One, so you don't get injured in action. So when there's a tackle, you already know how to place your body. That's movement pattern. Because you're anticipating now that, for example, you fell, and what did you do? You went on a plank.
Plank, yeah.
That's why we train plank.
Plank.
We train plank. Put your body in a, to be able to protect yourself in case you think like you're gonna get injured. So instead of you just falling the other time, like for example, some people are gonna fall in that way, some people are gonna fall in different, they're gonna apply themselves differently because they don't know what to do. But because you trust yourself,
yes,
when you do a plank, you trust your arms, you are knowing that, you know what, bam, protect my face, what do? I'm gonna use my arm, upper body strength. Core engage. That's why you didn't bang your knees, because your core is strong. You're able to hold your body in a certain position. But for somebody who doesn't train, at your age, carrying the weight you have, that would have been ambulance.
Yes, definitely.
You hear like he smashed his face or his knees because he fell. But you came back like, dude, I fell. I just went on the plank. My knees didn't touch the floor. My head didn't touch. Similar like falling on ice. You just sat down. Why? Strong glutes. You know when I say strong glutes?
Glutes, yeah.
If you didn't have strong glutes, your hip will be injured. Because what will happen is you will just drop like a rock.
A rock, yeah.
But because now, when we do squat, you know how to activate those muscles. Yeah. Some of us train because we want to be able to keep ourselves away from injury. Most of us, let me not say some of us. Yeah, I think, to me, training is enjoyable. It's a passion.
It is.
It's, as I always say, we are blessed to get old, but we have to look good as we get old. That's one thing again. I train also because I want to make sure when I dress up, everything fits nicely. I want to train also because when you are strong, your kids can always tell you are strong. But every time, daddy, you are strong. You also want to set an example to them.
Definitely.
Because, for example, when you're going to change the way you look, your kids are seeing it.
Yeah.
And you are feeding them some positive information.
Definitely.
Not only in transforming your body, it's just like telling them, like kids, anything you put your mind in it,
you can do
happen.
It can
I
happen.
used to be overweight. Look at me now. I'm now having this goal to make sure by the time I get to 50, I should be looking like this.
Yep.
One other good, I always use that to measure progress, because I don't like to use the tapes to measure you. No. You put on a t-shirt that your wife bought for you 4 years ago. You told me last time.
Yes.
And the t-shirt fit. But you said 4 years ago.
The funniest thing, my wife bought me a jumper. Now, 5-6 years ago, she bought me a jumper, and it's too tight. I couldn't put it on. But she bought it for me, so and I said return, and we couldn't return because she's taken the tag off and whatever. So last 2 months ago, I put it on, and it's perfectly fit me. I said, fantastic. One thing I would like to say, a lot of people are not obese, they're not fat, they're skinny. And say, oh, I don't need to do exercise. That's one wrong thing you say. Everybody, remember, exercise doesn't make you skinny. Exercise makes you strong. Exercise makes you healthier. You don't have to be fat, or you don't have to be obese to exercise. No. Exercise will make you stronger. Exercise will give you that. The fall that I had, I was telling you. My mind instantly told me, plank. Because I know that plank, my mind telling me, activate that. When I fall on the ice last Friday, my mind was telling me, sit on your glutes.
It's a reflex. It's a muscle mind memory. Instinctively, your body moves in a way to protect you to prevent injury from occurring.
But my body knows about it, it's doing it. If you don't know, if your mind or your body doesn't know, you won't do it.
Yeah. And yeah.
We all could sit. As Sam was saying, that man had an injury. He fell off the stairs from the top to the bottom. I thought that man is gone, because he can hear the scream of this man. But there was a hand railing there. He could have stopped.
Yeah.
He could have held on to it, but because he doesn't know, he just dropped.
Because the mind and the body is not used to any other action, so the body could not even react.
No.
It's like when I always talk about a body movement pattern. Movement pattern. Once you are training, we are training those movement patterns. The way you move in the gym, out of the gym, during your daily activity, and in case you're about to, for example, fall, you would have just grabbed the rails. That's why we do, for example, you do rotational pulls. All of these actions, they are going to automatically just happen. Because when you are training, anything you do, for example, now at work, when you pick up something, you are training.
Yeah.
So it's like your mind constantly is training.
Exactly.
You picking up something to put on the shelf.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be.
No.
For example, if you're not training and you want to pick something from the shelf, you automatically you do that.
Yeah.
But once you're training,
into squats,
you need to use your legs.
Yep.
And what you have to do is you go down, pick it up,
and lift your body.
Yeah.
Sometimes my colleagues tell me, why do you do that? I said, look, this is the way to prevent injury.
Yeah.
Why are you doing it? You're picking up like this, you're injuring your lower back. You need to use your leg. If you're going to pull a heavy stuff, you're going to injure yourself. You need to hold on to it, pull your body. That's one thing I've learned from Sam. He said, hold on and pull yourself up. Because if you pull yourself up, that thing is going to lift up as well, but you're lifting your body. So you're not putting any strain in your back.
And also, in doing that, you are always in control. You don't want to let any external forces control you. You want to always make sure that you are in control. You are making the action. Something should not force you to make an action, because if that thing forces you to make that action, it's going to be a wrong action. And that's how you get injured. If you're going to lift this thing from the floor, you have to be the one commanding the action. This should not force you into an action because if it does, you get injured. When we squat, I always say, don't get distracted. When I tell you all the time, don't be looking at me and thinking if the squat form is right. No. You get distracted. Focus on the way, listen to your body. How is your body moving? Because once your body moves, the weight is going to move. So the key is training is going to allow you to always be the one in control of any action. If you're going to fall, you're going to be in control of how you land. That's being in control of the action. If you're going to lift something from the floor, you are the one in control of the action. And in that way, it's hard for you to get injured, and you do most of the things you do, they're going to be effortless. You go to the shop, 2 shopping bags. When you pick them, chest out, shoulders retracted, you are in control of the action. But once those 2 shopping bags start to control you, what happens? You see people with shopping bags, that is the back controlling you. The back is that way because the shoulders are slumped downwards. And what's going to happen? Injury is going to occur. But once you are in control of the action, what do? Force the back up, stand up upright, chest out. Make sure the weight is going backwards, not forward. Because once the weight goes forward, what happens is this happens. When we do kettlebell, farmer's carry kettlebell, what do I always recommend?
Yeah.
Chest out, retract.
Yeah. Retract.
Because you want to be able to control the weight. You don't want the weight to be controlling you.
No.
In that way, you're keeping yourself away from injury once you are out of the gym.
Yes.
Because the key of training in the gym is we are preparing for the actions out of the gym. Because the actions out of the gym, it's going to be hard for you to get injured in the gym. That's one thing you have to know. Yeah. It's going to be hard unless you're stupid. Unless you are one of them. We are not young anymore anyway. Me and you, we are not young. So every time we go to the gym to train, we are very, very conscious. We are not training to impress the person next to us.
No.
But when we are young, because especially us men and boys, our testosterone is really high. So it's like young lions in the jungle. We are all fighting. We are all trying to prove. That's when we do those ego lifting. But once we get to a certain age, we know why we train. It's not to please the person next to us. It's to better ourselves. And that training in the gym prepares us for the actions that we don't know. Just remember, everything we do in the gym, we know what we're doing. But when you are outside, when you are there going about your daily activity, you don't know what's going to happen.
No.
For example, even when you're falling, did you know you're going to fall?
No.
But you are prepared for that in case if it happens. So, as he said before, it doesn't matter if you are overweight. It doesn't matter if you are not overweight. Training is just a lifestyle. It's something we have to do. You do not have to go crazy. You do not have to train 5 times a week, but make sure that you are actually doing something consistently. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour is enough. 3, 2 times a week is enough. Just be consistent, and also your training should be tailored to your specific objective. If you're overweight, train to lose weight. Very, very crucial is what comes into your mouth. Because I say if you're overweight, you have to reduce what comes in.
Exactly.
So what goes out should be more than what comes in. You are going to lose weight. Me, I'm maintaining. I'm trying to maintain, so I'm going to eat enough protein to maintain the muscle mass. It's not eating rubbish food. Again, we're not saying you shouldn't enjoy life. Life is meant to be enjoyed. We have to enjoy the best food out there, but in moderation. Enjoy, but know that your health is very important. It's not the food that we see. Do not eat what you see, eat what you need. Don't just eat food because you see food. Don't just drink because you see alcohol. Drink to enjoy, drink to have fun with friends, but make sure that you're not drinking yourself to the grave. Because if you don't take action, the grave is going to be waiting for you sooner or later.
In everything, you need to be in control of this, not the other thing controlling you. So if your food shouldn't control you, you should control the food. You should be in control all the time. That's one of the key things that we need to do. We need to be in control, not other thing controlling us. Alcohol shouldn't control us. We should control the alcohol. Food shouldn't control us. We should control the food. There are 90% of the people, we eat. I was one of them, I can tell you, that we eat because we like to eat. We eat, we don't, just because we need to eat, no. I would like to eat. It's in my mind I wanted to eat. This is why I had these issues. Because I wasn't hungry, but I see food, I was craving for food. I wasn't hungry. You eat when you need to eat. Don't eat just because you've seen the food. So we need to be in control, not the food.
Yeah.
We need to be in control, not the alcohol. Everything needs to be in moderation.
And also, by the way, I'm going to talk to all you fat people out there. Keep making excuses. And also, especially girls, ladies. Remember, What is most important is this body. The face, this is not important. What is important is this. When people tell you that you look so gorgeous, you look pretty, you look that, they are lying to you. If you're overweight, and once you put on makeup, and people tell you you are not, the truth is, stop focusing on that. Because when you put on those makeup, and people say you're pretty or you look gorgeous, what happens when you go back home? You wash it off, and what do you see in the mirror? Your real self, and your real self is still fat. So pay less attention on this, on the makeup you're putting on your face. I know, yeah, when you put it on your face, you're beautiful, you look nice, but that is not important. What is important is trying to lose, shed that weight. If you work on yourself, if you're fat, if you're a woman, lose some weight, you are more beautiful than having that makeup on you. Because a sexy body, if you're not overweight, you look so freaking fine. And the more you lose weight, the less you start to depend on makeup. Because makeup is just a disguise. So, if anybody tells you you're gorgeous, you look pretty, and you're fat, that person is lying to you. If anybody tells you that you should look after yourself and lose some weight, that person likes you. That person has your interest. So, yeah, me and Dale, I think we've touched on the key issues, and he's like this, him sitting here. I'm not just talking, because I might be talking and people will be like, yeah, you've never been fat. Yes, I've never been fat because I've always been active. I don't know how it happens, but I've always been active. This is what I do. I don't
I've always been
life depends on it. He's an example. He's sat here, he's giving you, now Dale is, everybody says Dale is looking good. Not only good, the confidence is going to increase.
Definitely.
One thing which I always tell in the gym is, I'm going to let you do things that you are afraid of.
Yes.
Why? Because that's how you build your confidence.
Yes.
You were afraid of what? The Stairmaster. On the Stairmaster, Dale was doing level 1, level 2. Dale was like, he was going to shit himself.
Yes.
But guess what? We are doing level 7 now.
Level 7 now.
Level 7 now for how many? 10, 15 minutes. Yes. And I'm going to tell you, level 7 for 10, 15 minutes is not easy. Because what?
Definitely not.
Confidence has increased. That fear of falling. Because the key also, when you're overweight, is the fear of falling.
Falling, yeah.
Anything you do, you're scared that you're going to fall. Because you cannot control yourself.
Yes.
Once you can control yourself, that fear disappears. So, it's been a good chat today. Again, make sure you subscribe to this channel all in one box. Your comments are welcome. Likes are fantastic. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and click that notification bell at the top. So we are going to be doing lots of similar videos like this. We're just going to be out there building, making content, and hopefully by Christmas we should get to that 500 subscribers. 500 is, yes, you click, you can tell them.
Yes. Click, subscribe, all in one box.
Come on, join us. Let's live a good life. Let's get old and let's look fine. That's what we want.
Who can do that? Come on.
Cut. All right. Let me check.